I'd like to start by a very special thank you to Uri Reichman. It was I guess, almost 15 years ago that he visited me in my office. I tell the story often that when he came in and I heard the name Reichman, I was convinced I was going to talk about real estate. The story is IDC, a special place. I travel throughout the world, and very often when people speak about Israel, they ask me about IDC and what a special place it is. And more, I see students who graduate from IDC, and they are some very special people. And it's all because of one man and all the group with him, Uri Reichman, and again, my heartfelt thanks not only for the school, but for the Herzliya Conference. It's extremely special. Before I introduce our honored speaker, I'd like to say a few words about the World Jewish Congress, of which I have the honor of being president. During the last year, I've counted, I spent about 40 weeks traveling to Jewish communities throughout the world. Last week, I was in 5 cities. But one city, Prague, stands out in my mind. I happened to be there, and I was at a school, the honor of founding, and I saw a mother bringing her child to the school. And you could see the love. And I spoke to the mother, and I saw the mother very nervous. I said, "What's the matter?" She said, "The amount of anti-Semitism today in Prague is enormous." She said, "But you know something? Even though every day people attack me about Israel and about being Jewish, I'm proud to be Jewish, and I'm proud to send my child, my most prized possession, to the school because I believe in it, and I believe in Israel." I've seen all over people believing in Israel, and I've seen anti-Semitism all over. What has happened? Why this rise of anti-Semitism? Why the delegitimization of Israel? What's been very obvious is since Oslo in 1993, Israel has stopped defending itself. Israel has stopped talking about itself and what it stands for. It has allowed its enemies to define itself. It has allowed newspapers and broadcasts and TV and media to define it. And Israel is silent. Most anti-Semitism takes place at the dinner table when a mother and father are sitting there speaking and their children are there. They have just seen something horrible on television about Israel, and they're talking about what is happening to the poor Palestinians or what is happening in the world, very often about Israel. And the children hear this, and it's reinforced in the universities. And yet, Israel is silent. Every country in the world has a PR department. Any businessman, the first thing you do when you go into business is you have a public relations department that stands up. Israel's budget is about the size of a normal candy store in the United States for PR. And why is this important? We heard in a panel before about the problems. Believe me, the problems are many, but the key people who can defend Israel is Israel itself. When an article is written in a newspaper here or on TV, it doesn't just happen in Israel. It goes throughout the world. When a person or people within the government or outside the government in another party say to the Obama administration, you don't have to worry about the prime minister. He won't be there long. Just wait. It hurts us all. It's a global world. It's a world where being Jewish is not easy. But I do believe it's extraordinarily important for Israel to defend itself, to Israel to realize that the stupidity that happens in fights within the country, when everyone is attacking each other, has an effect on all of us. There is no good answer. We can't wave a magic wand and make it all of a sudden good. But we can start. We can keep the fight between different parties. The fact is, again, it's an embarrassment to all of us that we can't get a UN ambassador or the General Counsel is not yet confirmed. It sends a message. It sends a message that Israel can't defend itself. I must tell you, this is something that has to be done. Now, I can't guarantee that Israel, whatever they did, can start the peace negotiations going. I believe they can go a long way. But there are other countries in the world, in the neighboring area, that they can start negotiations with, and they're not doing it. I believe, and I believe very much in the government here. I believe, as many of you know, that I'm a big believer in Prime Minister Netanyahu. I believe also in the other leaders. I believe that they're strong, they're smart, they have their heart in the right place. But I believe it's time that Israel starts defending itself, starts going on the media and starts talking about what's happening and the good things about this great country. It's too good of a country. It's too great of a country. And that mother who brought their child to a Jewish school in Prague, she should feel, because she looks to Israel, as in many of the communities I go to, these are small communities. The only thing they have is Israel. The only thing that can defend them is Israel. And they need to see words from Israel about what they stand for, because they can't defend themselves. And I, as the World Jewish Congress president, I can only say so much. I talk to all the groups. I try to explain to them what a wonderful country Israel is and what it stands for. But my words are only words. They can't do what the government here can do. I suggest the government has a special department, like every other country does, that gives out media, gives out information. There are many ambassadors I've spoken to, Israeli ambassadors, who don't get any messages from Israel what to do. And again, we must make that change. It's too great of a country. 4 years ago, I did not know General Ashkenazi. I heard about him. I saw what he did. I heard about the changes he made. But for me, he was another general, another great general. It wasn't until a year and a half ago that I had a breakfast with him at the Intercontinental Hotel in New York. It was supposed to be 45 minutes, and it lasted 2.5 hours. It was a very special breakfast. I think I gained 2 pounds at the breakfast. But we talked about, and he didn't get an ounce, and we talked about Israel. We talked about what had to be done. And I realized that he was not only a great soldier, but he was a great man, a great believer, he had great love for Israel, and great understanding of what could be done. And he had a vision of this country that is so special. I must say, I asked Gabi Ashkenazi to come up here and say, Gabi, אנחנו אוהבי Otra.